Over the past years, China has made substantial progress in developing sanitary toilets in both rural and urban areas. China has learned lessons as well. Today, I've invited Jack Sim, founder of the World Toilet Organization, called WTO for short, to give his perspectives on China's toilet revolution and on its influence globally. Jack has a grand vision how improving toilets improves the world. It is a delight to watch how one human being, without the levers of government or corporate power or great personal wealth, can make such a positive impact on humankind. Jack said that, based on his experience working with Chinese schools, the cost of building a new sanitary toilet in China's rural area is around 100,000 yuan, and of renovating one is around 50,000 yuan. From 2015 to 2017, China allocated roughly 200 billion RMB, roughly $3 billion. How do you see progress recently focused on tourist sites in the country that apparently 68,000 different locations?
I'm actually very impressed with the China tourism toilet revolution, because the reality is that to change culture for toilet is actually rather difficult. But in the last 3 years, I've visited a lot of tourism toilets in third-tier cities. I went to Xi'an, I went to first-tier cities, and I went to quite far away tourism places, and I realized that the toilets are clean despite big crowd. So it is very possible that if you learn from the tourism toilet cleanliness, you can start to spill over to the others. However, when I go to rural homes, then the toilet is very pathetic. Yet, their houses are beautiful. When I went to rural schools, the frontage of the schools are very beautiful, and the toilet is still the dry toilet, is called Hanche. And so I started a new program called Rainbow School Toilet. And in Henan, we built 13 Rainbow School toilets.
That's great. So when you funded the 13 originals, where did the funding come from?
There was a Singaporean businessman who wanted to return to China to help build toilets. So he looked for me, and he funded every year about 1 million renminbi. And now we are hoping to raise some of funds locally from the other philanthropies and even the government in China. We'd like to talk to the Ministry of Education to make this a ubiquitous program all over China.
What's the approximate cost for creating first-class toilets in poor areas? How do you determine the cost per unit or per stall or for the whole toilet?
So the costs are two kinds. One is the hardware, and the other one is the maintenance. The construction costs of toilet, they are all done by local technologies, and we just use septic tanks and things that are locally available. The price is according to each different location and the salary level and the material cost. But the maintenance, we ask the student to clean it themselves. The student told me that the first time when they saw that this toilet is under construction, they were peeping and they were very surprised that, you mean we poor people can use this kind of ceramic tiles flush toilet? And eventually when the toilet was open, they were very afraid to use it for fear of damaging it. But after a while, when they start getting used to it, their pride raised. And this raised their aspiration, their self-image, and they start to think of themselves, I'm like anybody in the city. I can be a great person because my toilet now gives me the dignity.
As China will achieve, in all likelihood, a moderately prosperous society by 2020, good toilets, flush toilets, are a critical part of it. You can't claim to have eliminated all extreme poverty in China and be a moderately prosperous society if people don't have good toilets and flush toilets. So if you project forward to the year 2020, near future, How do you see China's toilet revolution changing society?
I think toilet has to be seen in a larger context of economic development, includes being healthy, productive, and skilled. I think these are all coming into reality. For example, Taobao villages, which is about e-commerce, they are actually able to pack fruits and produces in the village and sell directly to the consumer through logistics, through e-payment, and online purchase. That will bring a lot of wealth to the villagers. And they don't have to go through the middleman in the supermarket. And so I think that this kind of wider context will make people have more spending power. And of course, the toilet is actually the cheapest medicine in the world. Yeah. When you prevent illness, you save doctors. You also don't have a loss of working days because you have to stop work to bring your children to the doctor and yourself if you are sick. And therefore, if we are thinking forward, I think that all China toilet will be the same as Singapore toilet. And the country's self-image will improve a lot because toilet is dignity, toilet is pride, toilet is health, and toilet is an economic driver.
We are seeing China becoming a leader with an engagement with the local industries to make sure that company can come up with very innovative solutions to make access to sanitation very safe.
We think that China can do more work to trying to establish a new industry, a new sanitation industry that can, make sure the whole industry, the whole world can step into a new age.
I hope eventually we could put toilets into pop culture. Poop culture must become pop culture in the future, and toilet become fashionable.
Toilets are well labeled the barometer of civilization, and China has well determined that sanitary toilets are essential for a moderately prosperous society, China's goal for 2020. For tourists, public toilets make an instant and lasting impression, characterizing the entire country. In late 2017, right after being re-elected as Party General Secretary of the CPC, Xi Jinping called for China to continue to upgrade the country's toilets as part of an ongoing toilet revolution campaign. When visiting rural areas, Xi often asked local residents about the conditions of their toilets, stressing that clean toilets are vital for building a new countryside. Xi's point is probative. Challenges remain, obviously insufficient funding and regional imbalances, but also weak sanitary awareness. China's toilet revolution exemplifies how the new principal contradiction drives policy, addressing the contradiction between unbalanced and inadequate development and the people's ever-growing needs for a better life. China is now the largest toilet market in the world, and with its experience, should help developing countries improve their sanitation facilities. According to a 2015 UN report, 1 in 3 people worldwide, that's 2.4 billion people, still use poor sanitary facilities. With respect to toilets, I want to applaud 2 individuals. President Xi for not caring that some may think talking toilets downgrades his dignity, and Jack Sim for his vision, humor, and irrepressible energy in bringing toilets into the global discourse, greatly improving global health. Following China's toilet revolution and watching it expand worldwide keeps us closer to China.